Tell us, man, because what I want to know is how did it die in front of you? What happened? What causes that?
Look, in the areas that I come from, there's territories. And his child's mother was doing sports at the school that day. Mm-hmm. So he was walking with his baby girl and he's like carrying her. And then the opponent gangsters jumped over the fence and shot him 4 times in his back. Shit. So yeah, he fell on top of his child. Luckily the child never got hurt or anything, but yeah, he lost his life, Abdul. And then yeah, from there I had to now sell guns and to keep my rank, how can I put it, in the... Yeah, so...
Stages.
Yeah, status in the gang, and so that carried on for a while. At the time, Hatfield Square was still happening. Then I used to sell drugs in the square. I used to bag... I would used to buy like a lot of cats and then mix it up with a grandpa.
Guess
like I'm gonna be straight with this interview. I come from a very rough. Like asking me where they went and looked for me. It was bad.
Taking out knife swipes. Like this long knife. You want to stab us. I had to pick up stones, you see?
Yeah.
So then when we get people, it's rough places, bro.
Very, very rough.
Rough places.
Can you just put your mic a bit down?
It's too loud. My voice is a bit...
No, not your voice. Your face must be showing it. Yeah, it's fine like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get closer if you want.
Are we in? Yeah, I'm gonna be your first Mlungu, but your Mlungu is gonna be rough now.
Yeah, welcome to yet another episode of Realign with 925, man. You know, we're doing it like we're doing it for TV. Today, I'm having Mlungu. Not just the Mlungu, man, the real McCoy. How are you, bro?
Good, and you? Thanks for having me.
Sharp, man. It's another one from Yahweh, Rapha, Rehab, Tyron, ne?
That's correct, yes.
Tyron. Yeah, man. It's good to have you here, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Yeah, as you know, how's the drill?
Yeah.
Because you were here, you did understand what was the podcast all about.
Sure.
I don't know, should I explain myself or you can just...
Yeah, look, I'm going to give you a bit of a background of myself, where I come from, where I grew up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I come from a wealthy family. Mm-hmm. I was like the black sheep out, always on the streets, on the moves, wrong crowd. Yeah, I was very, very rebellious. Oh. I've been to 13 high schools growing up, expelled from every one of them. Went to boarding school. Got expelled out of the boarding school as well. So yeah, I gave my parents a very hard time growing up. But I must say I have a very supportive structure family-wise. Mm-hmm. My mom and dad has always been there for me. Got an older brother as well. He stays in Portugal. Mm-hmm. Very, very supportive. I was just the one rebelling, never accepting their help, always running away from it. What can I say?
So actually, what causes that? This naughtiness, since you're coming from the rich family?
Yeah, I wouldn't say rich, but wealthy. But we never had short of anything growing up. Always had what I wanted. Growing up, PlayStation, TV in my room. So I had all of that growing up. But we grew in the area where I grew up. As a very poor area, poor community.
Where is that?
It's Proclamation Hill in Pretoria West.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up there. A lot of coloreds. Myself, I'm Portuguese, so I always blended in with them, moving around with them into cassis and, from a young age, moving around in and out of the rural areas, catching on a lot of nonsense. At the age of 16, I joined a gang, 187s in Pretoria, Yesteris. Started hijacking cars.
No, man.
Yeah. I've been through it all.
I just want to know, how did it start? What made you to join the gang?
I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be the rough one. I wanted to be the one that everyone remembers, like,
Respect.
yeah, earn the respect of everyone. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's not how life works. It takes a while to realize it, but luckily I realized it not too late. I got out of it, been to prison. So when at the age of 16, I joined the gang, 187s and Diamond Boys in Yesterday's. So as I was the rookie, I got all the dirty work. So I had to push out all the guns to the gents, put out the orders of what cars we want to chop. And
so you actually, there was a boss that was...
Yeah, definitely. He actually died in front of my eyes in the sports ground, carrying his child in his arms.
No fuck, man.
So yeah, I've seen a lot of things with my eyes. I wouldn't brag about it. I wouldn't wish for anyone else to see what I've seen. But it may help me grow now that I'm realizing it.
Tell us, man, because what I want to know is how did he die in front of you? What happened? What causes there?
Look, in the areas that I come from, there's territories. And his child's mother was doing sports at the school that day. So he was walking with his baby girl and he's like carrying her. And then the opponent gangsters jumped over the fence and shot him 4 times in his back.
Shit.
So yeah, he fell on top of his child. Luckily, the child never got hurt or anything, but yeah, he lost his life, Abdul. And then yeah, from there I had to now sell guns and to keep my rank. How can I put it in the? Yeah. So
status.
Yeah, status in the gang, and so that carried on for a while. At the time, Hatfield Square was still happening. Then I used to sell drugs in the square. I used to bag. I used to buy like a lot of cats and then mix it up with a grandpa and sell it to the guys in the square for money.
So you're making it more when
Yeah, bulking it up.
But wait, man, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
I just want to start with where it all began.
Wrong friends at the age of 16. Yeah, moving around with the wrong friends, looking for the coolness, wanting the respect from people. As I was bullied a lot in primary school, so
How was your first time like holding a gun?
Like, wow, like who can touch me now?
So they gave it to you, or?
Yeah. As initiation, as I got the gun, I had to hijack a golf, a city golf. So
by the age of 16.
By the age of 16, yeah.
Then you went straight there. Get out.
Yeah. We had to, but we did it in a smart way, like in a parking lot. As a guy's putting his ticket in, just get out or else. And once he feels the iron tip to his face, he knows it's real. It ain't no BB gun. He gets out.
But how can you differentiate the BB gun and the real gun?
Exactly, yeah. So
he won't know.
So, but yeah, that was, thank God, an easy one, and I got away with it. Not proud now.
Then you got your.
Yeah, as I pulled into we call him the chopper. As I pulled into his yard, they're ready to grind this car to pieces, sell it as parts, and that's how I got my first status. How can I put it? Like in that way, they see, okay, this man has pluck. He does what he says. Yeah. So from there, luckily, I never had to do that again. But then I had to get the orders in, like they'd say a BMW or a Toyota Taz. Then I'll send the boys out and say, listen, we're getting so much for this vehicle. When can you bring it in?
So how much were you getting back then for a Taz?
Look, a Taz is a hot car, and the parts they fly. They sell very easy. So a Taz without papers, I would get like 12 grand for. A hot one, yeah, a stolen one.
Shit.
Yeah, and that 12 grand lost me like 2 days. Yeah, in addiction.
Booze.
Yeah, in addiction.
Woman, or another type of woman.
No, it used to be, yeah, definitely. Yeah, drugs, booze, they go together. Woman, all in one. So yeah, I'm not very proud of what I did, but I've experienced a lot in my life. Looking back now, wow, I've seen a lot of bad things.
So how was your first intake of drugs? How did you feel? What makes you to go back again actually?
Yeah, when I was 16, the first drug I actually got into was heroin, Yahweh.
Okay.
Yeah, I started with smoking it with weed. And then it started, look, Yahweh is a dangerous thing, man. That thing is straight from the devil. You smoke it first few times, you like dipping. Then it gets like a norm because you're smoking it just not to get sick. Because you get cramps, you can't sleep, your muscles pull stiff and all of that. So you're basically smoking it just to feel normal.
Oh, yeah.
And then I changed over to the injection. So then I started spiking it for a good couple of years, trying to get off it, going to rehabs. As soon as I get out of the rehab, second day I'm relapsed again, using again. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not it's a bad drug, that. But then I went for the implant for heroin, and that really helped me. I never touched heroin after the implant. Then I was clean for about a year.
Is there an implant for heroin?
Yeah. There's a doctor in Pretoria that does the implants. So if you use, you can get very, very sick.
Oh.
Yeah, end up in hospital. So yeah, I got that, and since I got the implant, I never touched heroin again. I was clean for about a year, and then met up with old friends again, and then I got Mandrax and Crystal.
What's the Mandrax now?
It's buttons. It's a pill that we smoke in. You call it you throw yourself a cream and.
How do you smoke it?
In a bottleneck or a pipe. Yeah,
Put
exactly.
weed there and then you crush it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So I've done it all, but not proud, but experienced it all. And crystal as well, crystal meth. That was now my last drug of choice, was crystal meth with buttons. Yeah.
So how was the feeling after taking a drug? How do you feel, man?
Like Mandrax, once you pull it and you blow out the smoke, it's like, it's everything relaxing. Yeah.
Then how long does it last in your body?
The feeling doesn't last very long. It's about 5 minutes. Then
5 minutes?
Yeah, then you hit your second cream, or.
That's why they say they smoke about 10K a day.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have strong lungs to smoke 10 grand a day on buttons, but yeah.
Then what I wanted to ask is that does drugs make you like not to be afraid?
Definitely, yeah. It gives you self-confidence.
Is it?
Yeah, it literally puts you in another level. Your mind is at another state. You're not thinking clear or straight. You don't realize how you're hurting your family, how you're hurting your loved ones, the next person next to you. Like, you can rob anyone.
Or not like maybe some other people they rob because they want to get drugs.
No, they're robbing to get drugs, definitely. I can say that they're doing it for drugs.
So you can do anything just to get high.
Just to get your next fix, you're going to do anything, definitely.
But then after the fix, you're going to...
Then you go look for your next job. Yeah.
So that thing is non-stop.
Yeah, it's definitely non-stop. So yeah, my last drug of choice was crystal meth with buttons, and my brother in Portugal actually got me into now to Yahweh Rapha. Mm-hmm. Currently now in my 5th month in Yahweh Rapha. Also, my brother was trying to get hold of me. Every second month I was calling him from another number because he's overseas, and I was like, can you transfer money for me? I need to buy a phone. My phone got stolen. Meantime, I sold it to get a fix. And
shit, man.
Yeah, so my brother noticed something is wrong. He got in contact with my parents this side in Pretoria, and Yahweh Rapha surprisingly came and intervened me. I wasn't happy at the stage. I was very difficult. I gave them a very, very hard time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come. I didn't want to be there. It took me about 3 months to accept. 4 months to accept in the program. To accept. Yeah.
So now you're on the 5th. So
exactly.
It's the first month.
Accepting that I have to be there. It's for the good for me. Yeah.
So man, tell me, you said, I hear you speaking of Portugal.
Yeah.
You were born here in SA, or you were born in?
I'm born here. Yeah.
Or
I'm
your
born
family
here.
came from that side.
That's correct. Yes.
All right, fine. So now, when you're in rehab now,
Yes.
what is your next step, man? What are your plans?
Look, Yahweh Rapha Secunda has changed me a lot. They've shown me again what brother love is, to restore me with my family, to show me that my family hasn't given up on me, has shown me a new light in my life. My plans when I get out of rehab, I just want to change people's lives now. I mean, I've been there. I'm a living testimony. I should have been dead about 6 times in my life already. I've overdosed 4 times in my life where machines had to shock me awake. So there's hope. To everyone watching, I just want to say also there's hope. You got to believe in yourself and you got to want to change.
So you say you almost died for like 6 times.
Yeah, overdosing.
Overdosing.
Yeah.
So then what makes you to get back to it, but you knew that, hey, I could have...
The things that's the thing. The things that I've seen and been through in my life is a very big trigger for me. I've been through very, very hard times in life, and it's not easy outside. It's not definitely. The temptation is always there. Drugs are everywhere.
Ish.
Out here in South Africa, every corner we can get it. I mean, if you're streetwise, you know every corner there's drugs. So it's very the temptation is there outside.
Yeah, because I just wanted to ask you also as well, like, because now you were taking drugs.
Yeah.
And you stopped taking drugs and you went back again on drugs.
Several times.
Yeah. So what was your worst situation outside of drugs? Because since you were doing gangsterism.
Yeah.
There were nobody that wanted to kill you, but then you managed to...
Definitely, a few times, yeah.
What was happening there?
Yes, like you'd get a hit on a car, and then on that same vehicle, there's other gangsters also out for that make of that vehicle. So, and lucky I'm the first one to get the job in, and then they find out about it, or we enter their territory, and then it's immediately war.
So then, if you get a car, like now they say there's somebody that say I want a Toyota DWD or 4WD.
A D4,
then you get that Toyota.
Yeah.
So what if they find that car, or maybe the car has a tracker? That's not your story. As long as you get the car, you take it where it's supposed to be.
We had a rule. You have 15 minutes after you take the vehicle to get it to the chop shop, and within that I'll get it there within 10 minutes. I'll make sure I get it there very fast, get my cash, and I move. From there, it's the buyer's, it's his problem.
So they don't. So you don't worry whether they're gonna say, "Oh, this guy brought the car here. It's not us."
Well, he has to have proof. I'm in and out. Yeah, I'm very quick. Yeah.
So then, other than those things, have you went to prison?
I've been to prison. Yes.
How was your first experience? Since like you're white and maybe go to prison, I don't know how is it like to prison, but I'm thinking maybe if you're white, it's worse than being black. I don't know. How was it?
Definitely. Look, I'm from Pretoria, so in Pretoria we speak Sotho.
You know Sotho?
Kabulela.
Oh, man.
Kabulela kanit. So I'm blessed to know the language. My first time going to prison was actually very, very, very bad and traumatic. At the age of 19, I wanted to get rich quickly. So I got involved with diamonds. They caught me with 11
diamonds,
uncut diamonds.
How did you get them?
Through the gangster, through my group. Shit. So I was like, definitely, I'm going to sell that diamonds, yeah. So I got a buyer that was actually an informant for the police.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, and we were staying in the same complex in Pretoria, Montana. So we met 3 times. He tested the diamonds to make sure that they're all legit, uncut diamonds. And then he actually trapped me all the way to Middelburg in Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
And as we went through Middelburg Plaza, I saw like 12 STs waiting by the toll gate. And then I saw him hit the flashed his lights. And then I dug out for the diamonds and I wanted to throw it over him. And he put the gun against me. And too late, yeah. So then I just put it back in my pocket, and then, that's my first time going to jail. Now I'm in a different province. and in Middelburg they speak Zulu.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, so
if
Zulu.
you get arrested in Cape Town, they're not taking you to your hometown.
Yeah. So I'm now out of my province where I understand the language in Mpumalanga where they speak Zulu.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a experience.
Which prison did they take you on?
Paxton.
Yeah,
Woodbank.
Paxton.
Yeah. So I served some time in Paxton. Lucky for me, coming from a wealthy family and loving parents, my dad had to pull a lot of strings for my sentence. Because as I went into court for my first time in my life, I don't know, everyone's you worshipping and to the judge. And it was a Indian auntie that was the judge. And I told her like, Tani, ek is jammer. I'm sorry, Tani. And I didn't know to say you worship. And yeah, that was my first experience. Then I got sentenced, but my dad had to, we in South Africa, money talks.
Pull the strings, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad had to pull out a quick 45,000 to give under the table for my sentence to be lighter, because they wanted to give me a 1 year, 9 months per diamond, 11 stones. And that's nothing. That's not a sentence for blood diamonds. It's uncut. So my dad managed to pull the strings for me to get a 2-year sentence, which I served 9 months. From Paxton, I got transferred. I did 2.5 months in Paxton, and I got transferred to Kgosimampuru.
Who is that?
That's in Pretoria. That's New Lock.
Oh, then that's your hometown.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. But how was your first time when you get in Paxton? How was the people treating you?
Hey, I'm a Mlungu. I've got blue eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, luckily coming from the gang that I was in, I understand the number. So 187s we formed together with the 27s. So yeah, luckily, I took that oath of the 27s and just to keep the rank as well and stay safe on my side.
Okay.
Because watching movies and things of prison, you can't stand for yourself in prison. There's no way. You got to be part of a
gang.
You have to. Yeah. From my experience, you're very strong if you don't join a gang. Yeah, but I got blue eyes. I'm a whitey. I'm gonna join it for my safety.
Yeah. So from there, being arrested, taken to Pretoria.
Yeah.
You spent your last sentence there.
Yeah, last 6 months.
Then after that,
I got out in good behavior. Carried on with life, selling drugs. Then I got a job that was a lot to do with traveling.
yes.
So I used to run a lot to Cape Town and back to Pretoria. So then I hit another connection up with me. As I'm on the way to Cape Town, I have to stop in Beaufort West. And that's where I'll get like 10,000 buttons and bring it back to Pretoria.
Buttons, what's it? Drugs?
Mandrax, yeah. Pulls.
Why are you doing the job?
While I'm doing my work, yeah.
Then you have your hustle on the side.
That's my hustle on the side, yeah.
So
Earning extra cash.
I wanted to ask you for those 11 diamonds that you had.
Yeah.
How much was it worth?
They estimated, in court, they estimated it for 3.2 million.
Those 11?
Yeah.
How big they were?
No, small, very, very small, tiny stones. I had one of each color.
But why diamond is so expensive, but you can get a ring with this, maybe a diamond with this size, about maybe 6K?
It's cut. These are that I had was uncut. It was pure, straight from the ground.
Cool. So that guy promised you that money? Or?
Yeah. He promised me the money, and I wanted his Toyota Hilux Bakkie as well, with the papers. That was our deal. And he was going to give me 1.2 million.
Not knowing that is...
Not knowing he's an informant. And when he told me that I have to take him to his farm in Middelburg, and that's where he'll give me the papers of the Bakkie was in the Bakkie. So he showed me the papers. He showed me some, I think I was 60,000 cash. And then he said the rest is at the farm. I need to drop him off there so he could get his other vehicle. And that's how he trapped me to go with him. And I went into the trap, yeah.
All right. So then now you're in Pretoria. You're out selling, you're working, and you organize another drug.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, and then life carried on, mixing with wrong women, getting involved with them. smoking crystal meth, staying awake, hallucinating, seeing things that's not there.
You were the woman.
Myself, yeah. If you smoke a lot of crystal meth and stay awake for days, you see and hear things that's
Like,
not there.
What did you see?
You'll see like someone is checking you at your house or listening to you, but then there's no one.
Then if you're alone, gonna say, what you doing there?
Yeah, exactly.
You do that.
Yeah, I used to put my gun out my bedroom's window and just start shooting, like seeing the face watching me, but then it's a leave. That's from 2 weeks awake.
No,
Yeah.
So your gun was licensed or not?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. With my criminal record, I can't have a licensed firearm.
Yeah. So why you say you were involved with the wrong woman?
How can also through drugs, women that does drugs and yeah.
So nobody says.
No, they want more and more, and I'm taking it. She's taking it. I want to get more. She wants more, and then you end up losing everything, eh?
So, what does crystal do to you or to your body?
Well, it's basically an upper. You don't sleep, and that's where the hallucination comes in. Is when you're awake for like 3-4 days.
No sleep.
Not sleeping, not eating.
Just smoking.
Just smoking, yeah.
Then I heard you say you just take a power nap.
Yeah, power nap is a quick 2-hour nap, and then you're up and you're going again, and you got energy. That
where you get all that money? How much have you spent smoking a day?
I can't even count. A day, about 1,500 per day was my dosage that I have to have
every day.
Every day, yeah, and I would make it.
How you make it?
Hustling, selling guns, selling drugs, selling whatever I can get my hands on. I'll sell.
How much were you selling a gun for?
Depends on what you want. 38 special I can pick up for 800.
800?
Yeah, and then I'll sell it to someone for like $2,000.
Oh.
Yeah. 9mm I pick up for 1,100, and I'll sell it for 2.5.
So aren't you afraid all these things you're saying now might get you back into prison?
No, not at all. It's in the past. I've been set free. I've done my sentence. I've done the crime. I've done the time.
So you died down there?
Yeah, no, I'm done with that lifestyle. There's bigger and new things for me.
Nah.
Yeah, definitely.
So now you do agree that drugs are very bad?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. It took me a while to realize it. And being in Yahweh, Rapha, Secunda, it's been hard, but it's been such a life-changing journey. Mark Fick, the owner of Yahweh, Rapha, Secunda, is a big inspiration to me. Look, I've been the difficultest person I think that he had in Yahweh, Rapha.
So what made you say you were the difficult person ever?
I've tried to run away 3-4 times. They caught me.
Tie you.
I'm the longest intake in Yahweh, Rapha. 3 months straight. Where normal intakes, when they come into the center, they stay 5 days to detox.
For you, it was 3.
For me, it was 3 months staying.
So don't you?
Being difficult, causing for myself, yeah.
I feel like they should just add another 6 months.
No, definitely not. I've learned my lesson. I've definitely learned. It took a while, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I want to give a big shout out to Mark Fick, the owner of Yahweh, Rapha, for not giving up on me, for seeing the bigger picture for me. Because I've seen guys that come to the center. In the beginning, they want to change. They're given an act, and Mark he has a good heart. He just wants to change people. So I've seen people come in acting that they want to change, and then they don't actually want to, and they catch on a bit of nonsense, and then they go because they don't want to change. And I was trying that same. I wanted to pull that same string.
Acting like you cool.
Acting like I want to. Then I was problematic, and then I would cause a lot of commotion in the center. Confuse people that coming in and say, "Hey man, let's run away. This place is not good. Let's duck."
What makes you to run away, or what made you?
The lifestyle that I come from. Yeah, I wasn't ready to give up the drugs. To be honest, I wasn't ready at the time when they collected me, not knowing that they're coming to get me. So
they fetched you straight from Pretoria.
Exactly.
Who JP in them?
JP, I got there were yeah, JP came and fetched me. Also a very big inspiration to me at the center, because he came and got me where I was. He saw the circumstance, the surroundings that I was in. Louis, Skuman, it was John, and Justin.
So he never told you that we're taking you to rehab?
No, what happened is they came there in where I was chilling. The JP came walking in and very casually, and he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And me not knowing that the rehab wants to take me, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Tyron. Pleased to meet you." And he's like, "Just come here quickly." Then as we stood around the tree, he said, "You going with us now?"
Like what?
I'm like, "Gosh." And I'm looking at them and 4 big boys here around me. I'm small. What can I do? So I was like, "Okay, no problem. I'm going with you. Let me just give my girlfriend a hug." And he's not actually allowed to allow that, but he said, "No, it's fine." And as I went down to give my girlfriend a hug, I told my friend Ricardo, "Give the knife. Pass the knife to me, because I'm not going nowhere."
Yeah.
And then JP actually heard that, me telling him, "Give the knife."
Yeah.
So they reacted quickly, and we were wrestling there. They picked me up in the air, choked me, trying to get me out of the circumstance very fast. And then my friend Ricardo actually pulled out a sword.
Sword?
A sword, yeah. Wanting to stab JP and the guys. And JP picked up a brick and said, "Are we going to do this?"
Let's go.
And then he dropped the sword, he put it back, and yeah, my feet was in the air, I was up in the air. They carrying me straight to the Fortuner. And that was it.
Then you came here.
Came here not wanting to come here, being very difficult, influencing the guys at the center, trying to make escape plans, which didn't succeed at all.
So you tried, but you didn't.
I tried several times.
Yes.
But they always caught me, and the crew got punishments. I got about 4 or 5 full olds. That's punishments at the center.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark hasn't given up on me through all the troubles that I've given. He hasn't. He still sees the light at the end of the road for me.
And look at you now.
And yeah, now I can say I'm a testimony, a living testimony, definitely. Thanks to Yahweh, Rapha, Secunda, that changed my life. So yeah, when I'm done with the program, I would just love to change people's life.
So what do you think you're gonna do? Start a business or get a job?
Yeah, definitely I'm gonna start up a business. I'm into perfumes, so I'm gonna kickstart that again. And I'm definitely bringing a few boys from Pretoria to Secunda.
Please, and also bring them here.
No, I have
Share
to.
their stories.
I will definitely.
The story is very much interesting.
Great stuff. I'll definitely do that.
So your plan is to start a business?
That's correct, yes.
No. So you're not gonna get involved again into drugs?
No, this time the will is there. The previous times when I was getting help and stuff, the will was not there. But this time, it's the first time that God actually interacted in my life. Yeah. Through me enduring and going through this program and actually giving it my all through the program, the steps that we do, the classes that we do, surrendering, then how can I put it? God actually came through for me and showed me that it's where He wants me to be.
And it's possible.
Yeah, definitely. For anyone out there, it's possible. You must want to change.
Yeah.
That's the secret. You must want it.
Because now we were talking off camera with the guys, saying that if ever you were introduced into drugs or you were doing drugs, it's not, you're not supposed to drink, because when you drink, it's gonna push you to start.
Yeah, definitely. Any mind altering substance will lead you back to the fall.
So are you ready to live as a clean person? No alcohol, no nothing.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. If I go to a braai, I'm gonna have my 1 beer or 2 beers.
So what if that lead you to go back to drugs?
I doubt it will, because I'm not gonna keep the company you keep plays a big role.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I'll definitely choose my company. If I do go to a braai, it will be with my family, and my family they don't drink alcohol at all. So I'll have my 0.0% beer maybe.
Just for the taste.
Yeah, just for the taste. But to get intoxicated again, and it's not for me. I want to be as I am now, at my sober mind at all times.
So now that you're sober, and before you were taking drugs, what is it that you can tell me that you were not noticing before?
Yeah, the things you've lost in addiction. Yeah, as you can lose. I've lost everything. 3 cars. I stole my mom's 2 cars already through drugs. Yeah, I've cost my family a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just this 5 months that I've been in Yahweh Rapha Secunda really changed my life and opened my eyes up to see that there's actually a bigger picture out there for us.
So if I may say, I would like to meet you after 5 months.
Myself?
Yes. Will I find you good as you are now?
Most definitely. Oh, yes. Look, if God intervenes in your life, there's no power or any weapon that can stand against you.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing at all.
So any words of wisdom that you'd like to share with the youth that they think they're smart by doing drugs, carrying guns?
It's not worth it. Getting prison time is not worth it. Getting into gangsterism is not worth it. Just believe. Give Yahweh Rapha Secunda a try. And they'll look, 6 months is half a year. It's not a short time. But you'll get to know God in that 6 months, and He'll work through you.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say is through the power of grace, the grace of God.
Yeah, yeah.
The world is strong again.
All right, man. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us here. Realign with 925. We really appreciate your time, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Yo, yeah, we had guys, cause we must just check, guys. We had Ethan and Tyron. So Ethan and Tyron, they were speaking highly of JP. So we brought you JP so that you can also share, or he can tell us about Yahweh Rapha. What is it about, and why he's so attached in helping people. What's up, JP?
How's it, buddy? Good and you?
I'm good. Bro.
No complaints.
The guys, they were speaking highly of you, man.
Yeah, I'm JP Nidia.
Yeah.
I'm a staff member by Yahweh Rapha. I also went through the program. Wasn't too difficult for me because I wanted to change my life. Through the process of going through the program, I wanted to help people. I saw the difference Yahweh Rapha made in my life.
Is it?
So I just brought my part. I was very, how can I say, ready to change my life, you see. So they made me a staff member by Yahweh Rapha, which I'm so privileged to be a staff member of Yahweh Rapha, because it gives me the opportunity to do something I've always been wanting to do. And that is help people out of the streets that was in the same situation as me.
You were?
Yeah. I was on the streets. So for me, it's a privilege, and I'm telling you, to help someone get off drugs and to tell them about the Jesus, because Jesus saved my life, you see. So I want to tell them and take them closer to Jesus and let them know they're not alone. Because in addiction, you're all alone. But if you know Jesus, you'll never be alone. Because we operate with love, you see. That's how we operate. It's not like other rehabs where you work yourself silly and you don't want to be there, because afterwards if you get out, you're just going to go back to the same thing because you were hating rehab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were also using drugs?
Yeah, I was using crystal meth, and I was on Mandrax for 16 years.
16 years?
16 years.
On what age did you start using drugs?
I started using when I was 15. Yeah. I was starting to use drugs.
What is Mandrax? Because I don't understand. You said cocaine and Mandrax.
No, I was on crystal meth and Mandrax.
Yeah.
Mandrax is a pill. It's a button. We call it buttons on the street. So you crush it, you smoke it in a bottleneck with some dacha and tobacco, and it just gives you like a dippy kind of plug. You take. Yeah. Only lasts. Yeah. It's more of a downer. You see. Yeah. Where crystal, it's an upper, but the two go together. So it's just that upper and a downer makes a perfect combination for you inside. You see. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to tell you more about Yahweh Rapha. It's a faith-based rehabilitation center. There we go programs until 7 o'clock at night. It's a full day program. We start off with devotions, where the people, we tell them a little bit of the word, introduce God to them, tell them about Jesus, and Then we go to like Celebrate Recovery, do the 12 steps, like any other rehab, we do the 12 steps. And then we got 7 habits of a highly effective person. That does a lot. That shows you, it teaches you a lot how to go through life, you see. And we've got sports stations, we've got working stations, we got a gym, we got a lot of how can I say activities going on, because we like to keep the guys busy. Not to them, because the dangerous place for addict is to be in his own mind. So we just want to break that a bit of being in his own mind, you see, let him get away of that and interact with people, because when you're on drugs, you isolate yourself from the world.
So you were also like that?
Yeah, I was also like that. I isolated myself from everything.
You said you were living in the pipe.
Yeah, I was living in a pipe for 3 months. Yeah.
In the street?
In the street, in a field. Yeah. So I was also naughty, stealing stuff, breaking into houses. My parents ended up chasing me out of the house. But it had to happen for me to realize that was not the life worth living.
I want to ask, do you think, was it a good thing for your parents to throw you out?
Most definitely, yeah.
Otherwise you would have...
A little bit of tough love made me to realize that I had nothing left. And it's very uncomfortable not having anyone in your life.
So what are the difficulties that you come across there by Yahweh Rapha?
Difficulties? We got a few difficult people coming in, don't want to be there, people running away, we had to go find them. But it's not too difficult. We operate in love. As soon as someone comes in, gets to experience that love, everything of them changes. They work together, they operate together with us, they don't give us a hard time. There is some people, every place has a difficult 1 or 2 people. But there's just something about Yahweh Rapha that if you go into that gate, you can feel the love, you can feel the presence of the Lord. It just changes you from the inside out.
Yeah, I felt it the first time.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
So, is there any time where there was somebody that you might have thought that, this guy is not going to make it, but that person ended up become the best out of other people?
Most definitely. We had a guy come in there, Steven is his name. He was weighing 39 kilograms for a guy that's, I think he's 32. 39 kilograms. He was just skin and bone. He couldn't walk. We had to carry him off the bucky. We really didn't think he was going to make it. But today he's weighing 80, 86, I think. It's one massive transformation. I've never seen anybody transform that much like he did. And that inspired me, It inspired me to see it is possible for someone to get saved from being there to there, you see. Mostly he gave his life to Christ, and his strength, everything came from the Lord. And it wasn't even long, 3 months, he was up, walking, running, praising, worshiping, like he had all of his strength back. So, that's definitely one person I look up to that made one massive transformation.
Because I also saw a pool there where they say you get baptized as well.
Yeah. We baptized the guys who is ready to give their life to Christ. I've also been baptized on the 7th of February. And ever since then, there's no more, how can I say, a guilty conscience or what I did in the past. I was ready to give my life to Christ and begin a new life, start as a reborn. Like they say in 2 Corinthians, if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah. So now, if I may ask, is there any person that you can point and say, this guy, look, now is working, he's having a house, he's having a children, that was there before?
Yeah. We've got a very big success rate in Yahweh Rapha. I mean, ever since I've been there, there's been people going out, and most of them, they healthy, they work, they just have a good life now. And in fact, most of the people say they want to come back because it was so nice living there, you see. I think all I can say is Yahweh Rapha is one amazing place. We're here to change lives, and the place has grown onto me, And I enjoy what I do, helping people. I've got a lot of friends coming in there, and that motivates me more just to help them because they see how far I got by Yahweh Rapha. And I just want to motivate them and show them that there's much more than life being in addiction and being on the streets. And yeah.
It works like that. So what does Yahweh Rapha mean?
The God who heals. God our healer. Yeah.
God our healer.
God our healer.
Because I've been asking myself, like, Yahweh Rapha. I think I've heard of the word Yahweh, but I didn't know what it means.
That's God.
It's God.
Yeah, God our healer.
Okay, man. Thank you. I don't think there's anything that you want to tell us about Yahweh Rapha, because there's a lot of questions that I also like to ask the owner,
Mark Fick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I spoke with him. He said he also should come here.
Definitely.
So I don't want you to
take
tell
all the
me
questions.
Exactly. You know what I mean. Thank you very much, man. JP.
Thanks for having
giving
me.
us your time and allowing me to get the guys so that we can talk like we did now.
Thanks for you.
Yeah,
thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Guys, this is at 925, Realign 925. We're out of this, man. You know, we're doing it like we're doing it for TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please subscribe. Mouth.
Pushing your pan, you're pushing your pan, you're fooling your vibe, you're fooling your vibe, pushing your pan, you're pushing your pan, you're pushing your pan, I mean like.